Asampayetia Obayansa Fuso Bunibia one can asam. Say mafu to some kakre wa supreme. Yo Kofi, oh man ya woman, oh man ya mana. Geni baby ako, wacha za ya wareni. Wonsom, wanini pa, azadipa wofioye.
Ghana's fisheries has been experiencing a drastic decline in the last decade or two. The small pelagic fishery, which is the mainstay of the majority of the fishes, is near collapse. The canoe fisheries' annual sardinella catch reduced to about 17,000 metric tons in 2012 from a record high of 120,000 metric tons just over a decade ago. Weak governance, overcapacity, and an open access fishery that allows overfishing from an increasing number of canoes and boats contribute to the crisis. Ghana's economically significant fisheries resources result in annual revenues that in some years back exceeded $1 billion and contributed as much as 4.5% to national gross domestic product, while accounting for about 11% of agriculture gross domestic product. Of great economic and ecological significance is the high abundance of small pelagic species, the mackerel, sardinella, and anchovies, which in turn support the higher value large pelagic species. The majority of this revenue directly supports the livelihoods of about 135,000 fishes in the marine capture subsector alone, plus another 71,000 inland fishes and 27,000 women involved in fish processing and marketing. The vast majority, about 92%, of those in the marine fishery are artisanal fishers. There is a significant job multiplier effect in the fishery sector, since for every fishing job, an additional 7 jobs are created in related activities such as processing, distribution, marketing, selling of inputs, and providing services to the industry. It is estimated that the fishery sector employs up to 20% of the national workforce. Thus, the contribution of the marine fishery sector to household income in rural coastal districts is far-reaching. It is in this light that the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has awarded a $24 million project under the mission's Feed the Future initiative to support a reversal of the decline and ensure a reduction in the overexploitation of marine resources to reduce poverty and hunger. Working collaboratively with the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development and the Fisheries Commission, the USAID Ghana Sustainable Fisheries Management Project, SFMP, organized a high-level study tour to the Philippines for 20 key stakeholders from the Guinean fisheries sector. The Philippines is an island nation made up of over 7,000 islands. It is one of the major fish-producing countries in the world and home to fantastic marine biodiversity. During the 6-day visit, held in May 2015, study tour participants engaged with directors of the Philippine Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, the National Fisheries Research and Development Institute, local government units, community fisherfolk associations, community volunteer patrol associations, popularly referred to as the Bantai Dagat, which means guardians of the sea, and among others. According to the interactions, one area of success in Philippines fisheries management is the implementation of closed seasons. In the Philippines, seasonal closures range from a few weeks to a few months, timed to overlap with the critical spawning period of target fisheries. The positive impact of a 3-month closure for sardine fisheries in the Zamboanga Peninsula in 2011 was already clearly visible in 2013, with a 30% increase in catch, an absolute increase of 20,000 metric tons recorded in comparison to 2012. So, what lessons have participants drawn from the Philippines' experience?
We were all surprised when a vessel went about 20 meters from the shore. We all saw it. We saw it cast its net. We thought they were joking, not knowing they were fishing 20 meters from the shore. They lifted the net. Our officers went closer and they saw that they had caught what we call locally as biwa. That is red snapper and the sea breams. We were all surprised.
Philippines once had a similar problem, or almost the same problem that we are encountering now in Ghana. But upon my arrival here, I've seen that there is hope. They've come back to life. And when I came here, I've heard of seasonal closure. And I think that with the seasonal closure, we can also, even though we have differences in terms of fishing in different oceans or different regions. So I think that the timing here may not be the same as what we do in Ghana. So I strongly believe that when we go to Ghana, we can just sit down with all the stakeholders and dialogue on how we can at least arrive at common seasonal closure in order to at least rejuvenate the fisheries.
Before they make any decision or they bring out any policy, they have to make sure that it's based on scientific research. They have scientific proof, evidence, before they use it to make their policies. So whenever they take it to the fishermen with the scientific proof and other things, the advocacy is very easy.
I mean, one information that was very profound was that, for example, their countries produce about 1 million tons or 1 million cans of mackerel a day from a resource that is just about 50 kilometers from the shore. And the issue is, can we say that about our dear country Ghana? And all these things were possible because the people themselves made a resolve to change the negative situation that was in their industry.
We tend to try and fish all year round, everywhere, indiscriminately, and that is not helpful for the fishes. I think the closed season idea should be thrown to the temperature pool, and we should look at how all of us can decide on when and how we should do it.
In the Philippines, fisheries management is a collective responsibility. Decisions for the choice of management measures, such as the closed season and its implementation, were greatly driven by a lengthy, in-depth and broad stakeholder consultation process to secure buy-in, compliance and active participation from all stakeholders.
And we got to know that it was not imposed on the communities. They were involved in discussions and they were all involved in the decisions that at this time of the year, all these areas should be closed to fishing.
Way back in the 90s, we attempted this community-based management concept, but unfortunately, it failed. Coming to Philippines has shown to me that this community-based is more of a process than just going to form the groups, training them, and moving back. The most important thing I learned here is about the process. The process involves a lot of consultation, a lot of sensitization, a lot of involvement of the fishers to understand the whole system.
When we close the season, it will benefit us and our generation to come. And also how to clean our beaches, take care of sanitation. And also we have to add value to our fishing processing. All these are things that I've realized that when I go back to Ghana, I will not let it down.
They are devoted and they are patriotic. They volunteer themselves to guide their own waters or the sea, to protect what they have. Most of them are doing this without pay. I think if we do that patriotic, it will be okay for us.
By taking stakeholder engagement seriously, the Philippines was able to design effective interventions, promote voluntary compliance, and reduce enforcement costs, and also create a sense of ownership and stakeholder buy-in, which are critical to the success and sustainability of any fisheries management regime. So, with all this beautiful talk about replicating best practices in Ghana upon return, how feasible is it? Can we, for instance, implement closed seasons in Ghana?
That's why we can do it, because people in Tema, Newtown, we practiced it last year, 2014. That we are all of a sudden, around December 25th going, they stop going to sea. They will bring small fish. And then the people come and the fishermen themselves came and taught us that they want to stop light fishing. So because of that, they said that if you have small fish, you can keep it. Later on, when you sell it, you get the money. Maybe if the fishermen credit you that, because there is no light fishing again, you can sell that money and get profit, and then pay the fishermen so that your work will go on.
You can do it. I'm sure when the fishermen are brought to understand that, it will help the industry. It will help increase the fishes. It will help make the fishes bigger. It will increase their revenue, and it will create more jobs for them. I think they will buy the idea too.
It's visible. Why am I saying that? Even within the communities, you realize that there are people who are even calling for that. But because we don't know how to go about it, that is where the problem is. But now that we have found out the way they run this, I think we can copy from them and then use it to implement whatever has been put in place.
Do you think we can do it?
Yes, we can. It is achievable. I think it is achievable. And that all that we have to do is we have to look for alternative livelihoods when the fishermen are asked to put their tools down.
Yes, the possibility is very high, because once they've gone through the same or similar problems and now they've been able to come out, and we are all human beings, I think that we also stand a very high chance.
It is not impossible, but we must go gradually.
Demo yembera